Hey, what's up guys, and welcome back to Anime King 2. And today I'm going to be giving you Uchiha Naruto the Sage part 21. Get this to 100 likes as usual. Remember to share to all of your friends on your social media platform. And if you haven't yet, what are you guys waiting for? Go ahead and click that red subscribe button if this is the first time you're hearing my voice and you're new to the channel. I also have a main channel, Anime King, where you can enjoy over 400 lovely what ifs. So yeah guys, without further ado, let's get straight into this. Start the intro. You can change. You satisfy the rage in me. Take away my pain. You satisfy the rage in me. So the last time we left off, Naruto's secret was revealed, that he was a Namikaze and that he has this sharingan. Sarutobi relieved that he was a Namikaze and his father was Minato, and Naruto showed them all as he activated his Mangekyou sharingan and the Susanoo. As Naruto did Gaara brutal in the battle, Gaara's siblings came and picked him up as the invasion started on Konoha. Naruto saw that Sasuke went after them. So yeah, that was basically the last part we left off with the invasion and Naruto defeating some Sound and Sand Shinobis. So if you haven't yet, switch across to the playlist and check out all the other parts. But if you're all catched up, let's go straight in this part. Naruto was running at top speed outside of Konoha. By the directions that the Sand siblings took, he could pinpoint their general location. He would definitely find them because there will be battle. Sasuke and the others would definitely be fighting the Sand siblings. If Sasuke was not there, they didn't have to fight, but Sasuke did whatever he wanted to, and he did not listen to his comrades if they told him not to fight. Naruto sensed the Biju chakra where he was headed as he enhanced his speed. After a few minutes, Naruto arrived at the location to see his fellow Genins fighting. As he stopped on top of a tree and observed what was going on, he watched as Sasuke rush towards Gaara with his Chidori in his right arm. As Naruto noticed that Sasuke was covered with flame-like patterns all over his body, he had activated that curse seal to fight Gaara. As Naruto noticed that Gaara had materialized a tail and a large right hand, they were features of Shukaku, but Gaara was wielding them. So Gaara was in control, and with that creepy smile on his face, one could tell that he was enjoying himself. Sasuke attempted to pierce right through Gaara's chest, but Gaara brought out his mini Shukaku hand and blocked the jutsu. The power of the jutsu cut right through Gaara's hand, but it did not reach his chest. Sasuke gritted his teeth as he tried to get away from Gaara, but before he did, Gaara swung his tail, hitting Sasuke right in the chest, sending him hurtling back into the trees. As Gaara's hand reformed again, as he laughed insanely, "More! More! Come at me with everything you got!" Gaara yelled as he looked like an uncontrollable, bloodthirsty psychopath. Gaara rushed towards Sasuke and hit him in his chest. Sasuke groaned as he was slammed into a tree, almost breaking it in half. Gaara then picked up Sasuke by his transformed hand as his other hand started to pummel Sasuke over and over again. After a few minutes, Sasuke's curse mark retreated back to his neck. Gaara then threw Sasuke straight up in the air as he waited for Sasuke to fall down so he could kick him. Just when Sasuke was going to be kicked, Naruto appeared in front of Gaara, kicking him straight in the face, sending him flying. Sasuke hit the ground with a thud. Nevertheless, he got up and glared dangerously at Naruto. "Why the hell are you here?" Sasuke asked in an angry tone. "I don't need your help. I can defeat him all by myself." Naruto just looked at Sasuke as he walked up to him. "Oh, you finally matured your Sharingan," Naruto said as he reached out his left hand and touched Sasuke on his forehead. As Sasuke felt a feeling that he didn't feel a long time ago, the way his big brother Itachi usually poked him on the forehead. Sasuke took a step back as the thoughts of Itachi invaded his mind. Itachi's name and just the thought of him always brought a darker side of him. As Sasuke was furious, Naruto then brought back his fist and punched Sasuke straight in the gut. As Sasuke's eyes reverted back to normal as he dropped and passed out. Naruto then heard a voice, "Hey Naruto," as he looked behind him to see Shikamaru. "We will take care of Sasuke. You handle Gaara," Shikamaru said as he was standing under a tree with Neji, Kiba, and Shino. As Temari and Kankuro were tied together next to the Konoha Genins. Naruto didn't say a word. He jumped up on a tree branch and looked at Gaara, as it was a big concern. He was fighting for too long and used some of his highest level chakra jutsus, the Susanoo and the Tsukiyomi, and he was going to run out of chakra soon if he didn't fight serious and end this. He knew if he fought a Jinchuriki for a prolonged time, it would be really bad for him. He was also a Jinchuriki, but never used the chakra. Naruto always chose to fight with his own power. The main problem is that Gaara can turn into Shukaku if Gaara did succeed by taking the form of the One Tail. It would be really nasty. Nevertheless, if he decided to fight with the Kyuubi's chakra, he would not have to worry about a thing. The Kyuubi was the strongest out of all the Bijus, and it would be damning to his pride to lose to any Jinchuriki when he had the strongest Biju inside of him. Naruto activated his Mangekyou Sharingan to fight with the Saiyan Jinchuriki. He need to go all out from the start. "Naruto," Gaara called out, with an evil smirk across his face. "Mother want me to devour you for what you did to me earlier. So, let me see that blood," Gaara shouted as he rushed towards Naruto. Gaara rushed towards him and tried to slash him. Naruto quickly sidestepped, dodging the attack, as he grabbed Gaara's untransformed hand and spin him around with force and releasing him as Gaara crashed into the tree. Gaara quickly recovered and jumped at Naruto again. He was faster than before. His claw fist slammed into the tree branch that Naruto was standing on earlier and shattered it. Naruto had jumped up, not intended to try and block the attack. The power behind the strike was too great and he didn't want to accidentally get wounded or anything, so he decided to dodge it. Naruto then blurred out of sight as he appeared behind Gaara. He was going to kick Gaara from behind, but Gaara's tail stood in the way. The tail swung and hit Naruto with enough power to send him crashing down to the ground. "Damn it," Naruto said. His Sharingan was able to predict the attack, but in the position that he was in, he was unable to block the attack. Gaara turned with another insane smile. "Where is all that power you had earlier? I want to see it. Show it to me," he shouted. As he jumped to where Naruto had fallen, Naruto quickly stood up and ran through hand signs. "Fire style, great fireball jutsu," Naruto said. As he blasted a giant fireball to Gaara, the flames instantly engulfed Gaara as it burned his tail and his transformed hand as they melted down and crumbled up like sand. as Gaara fell onto the ground after jumping out of the attack, as he started to laugh insanely and really loud. That is the power. That is the power I want to see. Show me more of it, he growled out as another tail, and this time his two hands transformed into the Shukaku form. Naruto saw this and knew that it was a matter of time before Gaara turned into Shukaku. Gaara rushed at Naruto with a swipe as Naruto dodged it as he spun around for a roundhouse kick, but Gaara grabbed his leg and threw him in a tree. Naruto was getting up, but before he could, Gaara was already in front of him. Both Gaara's claw hands were speeding down towards him. Naruto could only bring his two hands up to block, but it was useless as a double punch plummeted Naruto down into the ground. Gaara jumped up, ready to squash Naruto under his feet. This time, Naruto was able to avoid the strike. Gaara hit the ground with his tail and his leg, creating a huge crater. That would have been nasty if I got hit, Naruto said to himself. Gaara then raised his both hands pointed at Naruto as he began to fire sand bullets at him. Naruto jumped around the trees as he dodged each and every attack. As Naruto stopped, as Gaara shouted, "Die!" as the Susanoo ribs activated, protecting Naruto from Gaara's bullets. Gaara then stopped after seeing that they're not doing him anything or getting through his defense, as Naruto deactivated his Mangekyou as he prepared for another round. The Sand siblings watched their brother fight against the son of the Yondaime Hokage. He had defeated Gaara before, but when Gaara became what he was now, he was impossible to defeat. It is why they didn't want to be close to the battlefield, so they could be in the crossfire. But they could not do anything since they were tied up by the Konoha ninjas, and they were behind them watching the fight. Temari admired the strength that Naruto showed at the stadium. However, watching this fight now, Naruto was on the defensive, while Gaara was on the attack. Back with the fight, Naruto channeled more chakra to his feet for more speed as he appeared in front of Gaara, as he punched him in the gut with a powerful punch. He then went on to punch him in the face several times before jumping up and swinging his right leg straight into Gaara's face, sending him crashing down to the ground. As Naruto landed on the ground gently, as he ran through some hand signs, fire style, flame dragon caterwall, as he sent 5 small flaming dragons as they were going at top speed. The moment they hit, they exploded as all of them made contact with Gaara's body. As the sand was falling off of him, Gaara was screaming in pain as the explosion took a lot out of him. "I refuse to be beaten," Gaara yelled out, as suddenly a large amount of demonic chakra exploded around him. Naruto remained calm despite knowing the dangers, as Naruto watched as the sand revolved around Gaara as he transformed into the Shukaku. But it wasn't the fully formed Shukaku, it was mini. Naruto created a wood clone as he sent it towards Shukaku. As the wood clone rushed over there and engaged Gaara with a fight, while the clone kept Gaara busy, Naruto started to focus his chakra as he was pumping a lot of chakra in this fire style. He then ran through some hand signs. Fire style. Majestic fire destruction, Naruto yelled as a large stream of fire blasts from his mouth. The wood clone rushed over to Gaara and grabbed him as Gaara sliced at him over and over. But suddenly, Gaara looked up to see the intense flame coming at him as the flame consumed the wood clone and Gaara. The fire spread out wide, destroying everything that it touched. As Naruto knew that Gaara's real body was inside of the beast that he had become. Naruto then stopped his attack as Gaara had come out of the mini Shukaku form. As half of his body was completely burned, it seems like his mini Shukaku form faded while inside of the fire. As Gaara dropped on the ground breathing heavily, Naruto stood there as he watched. He just used up a lot of chakra. Suddenly, he felt more demon chakra as Gaara then exploded with chakra all around him. "Mother is coming," Gaara said as Naruto reached into his back pocket as he took out a piece of paper that Kakashi had gave him to suppress all kind of chakra. Naruto then dashed off with the remaining speed left into his body as he appeared in front of Gaara and placed the paper on Gaara's forehead. Gaara fell down to his knees as Naruto looked down at him as Gaara dropped off of the branch that he was standing on as Naruto jumped down as well. "Damn it, I lost again," Gaara said weakly. Shikamaru and the others walked over to Naruto after seeing that Gaara was knocked out. Sasuke had come too because he had regained consciousness after Naruto knocked him out. He was very angry when he woke up, but a thought sneaked into his mind and he had a plan, something to do. Meanwhile, Gaara's eyes traveled to Naruto. "How are you stronger than me?" he asked, surprisingly calm for someone who was like a maniac a few minutes ago. "I train harder than you," Naruto replied, "but I was once told that you can become truly powerful when you fight to protect your precious people." "Precious people?" "People you care about," Naruto responded. "You fight to protect your precious people. So, is that why you're so strong?" "I already told you, I train hard to become stronger. That is why I am so strong. As for my precious people, they are all dead," Naruto responded, as he then felt chakra coming from behind him. As he turned around and the first thing he saw was Sasuke with a wide grin and the others. Shikamaru was the first to spoke. "Are you alright, Naruto?" Shikamaru asked, with a bit of concern in his voice. Naruto nodded. "Yes, just a bit worn out." As his eyes go back to Sasuke, "I see. Now I know why you're not angry and grinning. You copy my majestic fire destruction," Naruto said, as Sasuke only grinned. "What do we do about them?" asked Neji, as he looked at the Sand siblings. "It is only logical that we take them back to Konoha because they are children of the Kazekage," said Shino, keeping his calm demeanor. "I agree with Shino," Shikamaru said. "No," said Naruto, getting everyone's attention. "Free them and allow them to return home," Naruto said. "Who are you to tell us what to do? And Shino makes a good point," Kiba said, fuming out of nowhere. However, Naruto simply ignored him. The other Genins gave Naruto a questionable look. "The Kazekage is probably dead," Naruto said, making Temari and Kankuro's eyes go wide. "The Kazekage at the Chunin exam. That wasn't him. It was Orochimaru as a disguise." When the San realized that their leader was killed, they would abandon the zone and return home. Both Shino and Shikamaru nodded, assuming that Orochimaru manipulated the San to think that he was the Kazekage after killing the real one. "It is highly unlikely that Konoha will take any action against the San," Shikamaru said. As they untied the two San siblings, Temari gave Naruto a grateful smile, which Naruto did not return, making the girl frown, as she tried her best not to let her temper get the best of her. She hated to be ignored, especially by someone she was trying to show gratefulness to. However, because of the situation, She did not really argue. Naruto then vanished away from the group, making his way back to Konoha, as Temari and Kankuro went over and picked up Gaara as they decided to head back home. On the way home, Gaara said two words that made his siblings almost cry. "I am sorry," he said. Back with Naruto, it was a few minutes later as he reached Konoha's wall. He looked around and saw that the fighting had already stopped. He had sensed multiple chakra signatures running from Konoha on his way returning. The wounded were being treated by many medical ninjas in the walls of the village. The barrier that was set on top of the academy had disappeared also. As Naruto disappeared to the Shinobi district, he wanted to allow his body to rest. But there was many details or things he had to deal with. But guys, I'm gonna be ending this episode right here. If you want to see next part of this, you already know what to do. Like, subscribe, comment down below and turn on that bell notification. And remember to go ahead and check out my main channel, because I am going to be posting 2 What If on my main channel today, guys. So remember to go across and enjoy. But for now, I'm out. Peace.